The stars had always been quiet. For thousands of years, humanity looked up at the night sky and wondered if they were alone. They built telescopes. They sent radio signals into the darkness. They waited for an answer that never came. Until today. Admiral stood in the command center of Earth's global defense station. She was a tall woman with sharp eyes and gray hair tied back in a tight bun. She had served in the military for 35 years. She had seen wars. She had seen death. But she had never seen anything like what appeared on her screen now. "Admiral," said Lieutenant, his voice shaking, "we have contact, multiple contacts." Walked to his station and looked at the display. Her heart beat faster, but her face showed nothing. On the screen, hundreds of red dots appeared near the moon, then thousands, then tens of thousands. "How many?" she asked. Swallowed hard. "Over 50,000 ships, Admiral. They just appeared out of nowhere." The command center fell silent. Every officer stopped working. Every eye turned to the screens. The dots kept multiplying. Soon, the entire display was covered in red. In orbit around Earth, the Empire's Grand Fleet had arrived. Their ships were massive. The smallest ones were the size of mountains. The largest ones were bigger than cities. They blocked out the sun as they moved into position above the planet. On the flagship of the fleet, Commander stood on the bridge and watched the blue planet below. He was tall, with gray skin and 4 arms. His eyes were black and showed no emotion. He had conquered 12 worlds. He had killed billions. Earth would be number 13. "What a small planet," he said to his officers, "and these creatures think they are important." His second-in-command, a female named Sara, checked her data screen. "The humans have primitive technology, Commander, basic nuclear weapons, simple spacecraft. They have not even left their own star system." Laughed. It was a cold, empty sound. "Then this will be easy. Contact their leaders, tell them to surrender. If they refuse, we will burn their cities." Sora nodded and sent the transmission. Back on Earth, every television, every radio, every phone suddenly showed the same image. A gray-skinned alien with 4 arms appeared on every screen in the world. People stopped walking in the streets. Cars pulled over. Airplanes showed the broadcast on their screens. The entire planet watched in shock. "People of Earth," said, his voice translated into every language, "I am commander of the Empire. Your planet now belongs to us. You will surrender immediately. You will give us your resources. You will serve us. If you refuse, we will destroy you. You have 1 hour." The transmission ended. Panic spread across the world. People screamed in the streets. Governments went into emergency meetings. Military forces prepared for battle, even though they knew they could not win. Against 50,000 alien warships, what could humanity do? But in the global defense station, Admiral did not panic. She stood calmly and watched the alien fleet on her screen. A small smile appeared on her face. Admiral asked, confused, "What should we do?" Turned to face her officers. "Contact General. Tell him to activate Protocol 7. His eyes went wide. "Protocol 7, but that's—" "I know what it is," said. "Do it now." Deep underground, in a secret bunker that officially did not exist, General received the message. He was an old man with a face and steady hands. He had waited his entire career for this moment. "So they finally came," he said quietly. His assistant, Captain Bora, stood beside him. "Sir, the world is in chaos. The aliens are demanding surrender." Smiled. "Let them demand. They have no idea what they're dealing with." He walked to a control panel and placed his hand on a scanner. The machine read his fingerprints, his blood, his DNA. A screen lit up with 2 words, Protocol 7. 50 years, said. 50 years we have prepared for this day. Every government in the world working together in secret. Every scientist, every engineer, all for this moment. He pressed the activation button. Across the planet, hidden systems came online. In the mountains of Korea, Massive doors opened to reveal weapons that should not exist. In the deserts of Africa, underground facilities powered up. In the frozen lands of Antarctica, satellites launched into orbit. In the oceans, submarines surfaced with strange devices on their decks. The aliens did not see any of this. Their sensors detected nothing unusual. They saw only a primitive planet with primitive people. They saw easy prey. Commander checked the time. 30 minutes left. Have the humans responded? Sora shook her head. No response, Commander. They are probably too afraid. Nodded with satisfaction. Prepare the first wave. Target their largest cities. We will show them what happens to those who waste our time. The ships began to move, their weapons charged with deadly energy. In minutes they would fire. In hours billions would die. But Admiral was not afraid. She stood in her command center and watched the enemy fleet. She thought about all the years of preparation, all the secrets kept from the public, all the sacrifices made in silence. They think we are weak, she said to her officers. They think we are primitive. They look at us and see nothing but meat. She turned to face them, her eyes burning with cold fire. They are wrong. They have made the worst mistake of their existence. They have attacked humanity. Lieutenant felt a chill run down his spine. For the first time since the aliens arrived, he felt something other than fear. He felt hope. All stations, commanded. Prepare for combat. When I give the order, we show these invaders exactly what Earth can do. Outside, the alien fleet continued its approach, completely unaware that in the next few hours, everything would change. The hunters had become the hunted. They just did not know it yet. The clock was ticking. 20 minutes remained before the alien deadline. Across the world, people waited in terror. Families held each other. Children cried. Old people prayed. Everyone believed they were about to die. But deep in the flagship, Commander was celebrating early. He walked through the massive ship with pride. His officers followed behind him, eager to witness another easy conquest. This will be our fastest victory, said. The humans are so weak, they cannot even fight back. Officer Sora walked beside him, checking her data pad. Commander, we have analyzed their military capabilities. They have approximately 15,000 nuclear weapons. Their largest ships can barely reach their own moon. Their fighter aircraft are slow and fragile. Waved his 4 hands dismissively. Toys, children's toys. Our shields can stop 1,000 of their nuclear bombs without damage. Should we be concerned about hidden technology? Another officer asked. Some species hide their true power. Stopped walking and turned to face the young officer. His black eyes showed annoyance. I have conquered 12 worlds. I know the signs of hidden technology. These humans have nothing. Their radio signals are basic. Their satellites are primitive. They are exactly what they appear to be, a young, foolish species that has not yet learned its place in the galaxy. The officers nodded quickly. Nobody wanted to anger Commander. Far away from the fleet on the Empire, Emperor sat on his golden throne. He was ancient by standards, over 300 years old. His gray skin was wrinkled and his 4 arms were thin and weak, but his mind was still sharp. A communication screen appeared before him, showing Commander. My Emperor said, bowing his head, Earth will fall within the hour. Emperor nodded slowly. Good, we need their resources, their water, their metals, and their people will make excellent workers. Yes, my Emperor, the humans are perfect for labor. They are small but strong. They can work in conditions that would kill other species. The Emperor smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. And their planet is beautiful. Perhaps I will keep it as a personal garden, a place to rest after the stress of ruling an empire. On Earth, in the secret underground bunker, General watched these transmissions. Hidden satellites had intercepted the communications. Special computers had decoded their language. For the past hour, humanity had been listening to every word the aliens said. They really think we are nothing, Captain Bora said. There was anger in her voice. General nodded. They see our public technology and assume that is all we have. They do not understand human nature. He stood up and walked to a large window that looked into an enormous underground hangar. Inside, machines the size of buildings hummed with power. Strange aircraft sat in rows, their surfaces covered in technology that seemed impossible. Soldiers in advanced armor marched in formation, their weapons glowing with blue light. We have been preparing for contact since 1947, explained. When the first alien craft crashed in the desert, we knew we were not alone. We knew they would come someday. Bora stared at the incredible technology below. The public knows nothing about this. Nothing, every government agreed. The people would panic if they knew the truth. So we worked in secret, we built, we prepared, we waited. He pointed to the strange aircraft. Those fighters can travel faster than anything they have. Our weapons can punch through their shields like paper, and our soldiers. He paused, watching the armored figures march. Our soldiers have been enhanced, stronger, faster, better in every way. They volunteered for dangerous experiments. Many died. Those who survived became something more than human. In the command center, Admiral received an update. Protocol 7 is fully active, Lieutenant reported. All systems are online. Weapons are charged. Forces are in position. Good, said. How much time left? 15 minutes until the alien deadline. Turned to her communication officer, a young woman named Myra. Connect me to all world leaders. Secure channel. Moments later, faces appeared on multiple screens. Presidents, prime ministers, kings and queens, every major leader on Earth watched Admiral. The time has come, said. The aliens believe we will surrender or die. They are wrong. We have prepared for 75 years. Now we fight back. The president of the Global Council, an elderly man named Sung, spoke first. Admiral, are you certain we can win? The enemy has 50,000 ships. I am certain, replied. Our technology is superior. Our soldiers are ready. The only question is how many aliens will survive. Silence followed her words. Then one by one the leaders nodded. Earth stands together, President Sung said. Do what must be done. The screens went dark. Admiral took a deep breath. This was the moment she had trained for her entire life. The moment humanity would reveal its true power to the universe. Lieutenant, she said, open a channel to the commander. His hand shook as he worked the controls. Channel open, Admiral. Stood tall and faced the screen. When Commander's gray face appeared, she did not bow. She did not show fear. She looked directly into his black eyes. Commander, she said, her voice cold as ice. You have demanded our surrender. You have threatened our world. You have called us primitive and weak. Smiled with amusement. You have 5 minutes left, human. I suggest you beg for mercy. We will not beg, replied. We will not surrender, and we are not weak. Laughed. Then you will die, all of you. Your cities will burn, your people will scream, and the universe will forget you ever existed. His expression did not change. You are wrong, Commander. You have made a terrible mistake. You looked at us and saw prey, but we are not prey. She leaned forward, her eyes burning. We are the hunters, and you have walked into our trap. For just a moment, something flickered in his black eyes. Was it confusion? Fear? He pushed the feeling away. Empty words from a doomed species, he said. In 5 minutes, you will learn the truth. The screen went dark. Admiral turned to her officers. Every face in the room showed determination. They were ready. All stations, she commanded. Prepare for battle. When that clock hits 0, we show the universe what humanity can do. The countdown continued. 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3, 2, 1. The hour was up. And the universe would never be the same. The deadline had passed. Commander stood on the bridge of his flagship. ready to give the order that would destroy human civilization. They did not surrender, Officer Sara reported. The humans are either brave or stupid. Stupid said, target their largest cities, New York, Tokyo, London, Paris, Moscow, Beijing. We will burn them all at once. Let the survivors see what defiance costs. The fleet began to move. 50,000 warships aimed their weapons at Earth. Energy cannons charged with enough power to crack the planet's surface. Missiles loaded with biological weapons that would poison the air for centuries. They were experts at destruction. They had ended entire species before. Weapons ready, an officer announced. Awaiting your command, Commander. Smiled. This was his favorite moment, the second before the killing began. Fire, he said. But before the word finished leaving his mouth, something impossible happened. Across Earth's orbit, thousands of small objects suddenly appeared. They had been hidden, cloaked by technology so advanced that even sensors could not detect them. Now they revealed themselves. Satellites. Thousands of satellites. Each one was covered in strange devices that glowed with blue light. What is this? Demanded. Where did those come from? Before anyone could answer, the satellites fired. Blue beams of light shot across space. They moved faster than anything they had ever seen. In less than a second, the beams reached the front line of the alien fleet. The first ship was a destroyer. It was a kilometer long, armed with enough weapons to level a continent. Its shields were the strongest in the fleet. The blue beam hit the ship and passed through the shields like they did not exist. The destroyer exploded. One moment it was there. The next moment it was a cloud of burning metal. Then another ship exploded, and another, and another. On the bridge of the flagship, chaos erupted. Officers screamed in confusion. Alarm systems blared. The entire ship shook as nearby vessels were destroyed. Shields at maximum, shouted. Return fire, destroy those satellites. The ships tried to fight back. They fired their cannons at the strange satellites. But the satellites were too small, too fast. They dodged the weapons with ease, spinning through space like angry insects. And they kept firing. In the underground bunker, General watched the battle on his screens. His old face showed a rare smile. Project Horizon is working perfectly, Captain Bora said. Her voice was filled with wonder. We're destroying them. This is only the beginning, replied. Send in the fighters. Hidden doors opened in mountains across the planet. From underground hangars in Korea, Japan, America, Russia, and a dozen other countries, advanced fighters launched into the sky. They were unlike any aircraft the world had seen publicly. Sleek, black, silent. They moved without jet engines, powered by technology recovered from crashed alien ships decades ago. Colonel led the first squadron. She was a young woman with short black hair and fierce eyes. She had trained for 10 years in secret, learning to fly machines that most humans did not know existed. All squadrons report in, she commanded through her radio. Red Squadron ready. Blue Squadron ready. Gold Squadron ready. Black Squadron ready. 12 squadrons, 300 fighters, each one carrying weapons that could destroy a warship with a single shot. Let's show these aliens what we can do, said. Attack formation, engage the enemy. The fighters shot toward space. They moved so fast that they were invisible to the naked eye. Within seconds, they reached the fleet. Commander could not believe what he was seeing. The human fighters were everywhere. They moved through his fleet like ghosts, appearing and disappearing without warning. Every time one appeared, a ship exploded. This is impossible, screamed. These are primitives, they cannot have this technology. But the humans did have it, and they were using it with deadly skill. Colonel flew her fighter between two cruisers. She pressed a button and blue light shot from her wings. Both cruisers exploded behind her. She did not look back. There were more enemies ahead. Colonel, her wingman reported. Enemy fighters launching from the big ships. checked her sensors. Thousands of small fighters were pouring out of the larger vessels. They were fast and dangerous, but they were not fast enough. All squadrons commanded. Engage enemy fighters, show no mercy. The battle in space became a storm of light and fire. Human fighters danced between ships, always moving, never stopping. The aliens could not hit them. Their targeting systems were too slow. Their weapons could not keep up. Meanwhile, the orbital satellites continued their attack. They focused on the largest ships, the carriers, the battleships, the command vessels. One by one, the giants of the fleet fell. On Earth, people watched the battle through satellites. News channels broadcast the impossible images. The entire world saw ships exploding like fireworks. The entire world saw human fighters defeating an alien invasion. The fear turned to hope. The hope turned to cheering. Across every country, people stood in the streets and celebrated. In her command center, Admiral remained focused. The battle was going well, but it was not over yet. "Status report," she demanded. "We have destroyed approximately 12,000 enemy ships," Lieutenant reported. "Our losses are 0. 0 losses. Not a single human fighter had been shot down. Not a single satellite had been destroyed. The Empire was losing, and humanity had not even been scratched." "The enemy flagship is trying to retreat," another officer said. "They are powering up their engines for faster-than-light travel." Shook her head. "They do not get to run away. Colonel, disable that flagship." Received the order. She looked at her sensors and found the massive command ship. It was trying to escape, its engines glowing as it prepared to jump. "Oh no you don't," she whispered. She pushed her fighter to maximum speed. The craft shot forward like a bullet. In seconds, she was above the flagship, looking down at its massive engine section. She pressed the firing button. A beam of blue light, brighter than the sun, struck the flagship's engines. The engines exploded in a massive fireball. The ship was not destroyed, but it was dead in space. It could not move. It could not escape. "Flagship disabled," reported. "Enemy commander is trapped." On the bridge of the crippled flagship, Commander stared at his screens in horror. Around him, his fleet was dying. Thousands of ships were already destroyed. Thousands more were burning. The humans had won, but could not accept it. He could not believe that his mighty fleet, the pride of the Empire, was being destroyed by creatures he had called primitive. "How," he whispered, "how is this possible?" He would find out soon enough. The hunters had caught their prey. The battle lasted 17 minutes. 17 minutes from the first shot to the last explosion. 17 minutes to destroy the greatest invasion force in galactic history. Captain Wu stood in the observation deck of Earth's orbital station, watching the final moments of the fleet. He was a young officer, only 28 years old. He had been born after Project Horizon began. His entire life had been dedicated to preparing for this day. Now he watched in silence as the last warships burned. "I never thought I would actually see it," he said quietly. "I trained for years. I studied their ships, their tactics, their weaknesses, but I never truly believed aliens would come." Beside him, Sergeant nodded. She was older, in her 40s, with gray streaks in her black hair. "None of us really believed it. It felt like a dream, like a story we told ourselves to make the training worthwhile." Another explosion lit up the darkness of space. A cruiser, one of the last remaining ships, broke apart into 1,000,000 pieces. "It's real now," Wu said, "very real." On the crippled flagship, Commander sat in his command chair, surrounded by destruction. The bridge was filled with smoke. Dead officers lay on the floor. Sparks flew from broken machines. The mighty ship was dying. Had fought in 100 battles. He had never lost. He had never even come close to losing. Victory had always been certain. The Empire always won. Until today. "Commander," Officer Sora said weakly. She was injured, blue blood running down her face. Our fleet is destroyed. 47,000 ships. Gone. Did not respond. He stared at the main screen, which showed a field of debris where his fleet used to be. Broken metal, burning fuel, bodies floating in the void. Everything he had brought to this world was now scattered across space. The humans, he whispered. They were waiting for us. They knew we were coming. Sora collapsed into a chair. The Empire has been watching this planet for centuries. We thought we knew everything about them. Their technology, their military, their capabilities. We knew nothing, said. We saw what they wanted us to see. He thought about all the reports, all the data, all the confident predictions from scientists. Humans are primitive. Humans are weak. Humans are easy prey. Lies, all lies. Not because the scientists were dishonest, but because the humans had fooled them. For decades, maybe centuries, humanity had hidden its true power. They had pretended to be helpless while building weapons of incredible destruction. It was the greatest trap in galactic history, and the Empire had walked right into it. In the underground bunker, General received the final battle reports. All enemy ships have been neutralized, Captain Bora announced. The flagship is disabled but intact. The enemy commander is still alive. Capture him, ordered. We need information. We need to know everything about their empire, their worlds, their military, their leaders. Yes, sir. Boarding teams are on the way. Sat back in his chair and let out a long breath. For the first time in 50 years, he allowed himself to relax. We did it, he said. We actually did it. Bora smiled. You sound surprised, sir. I am surprised. I always believed we could win, but believing and seeing are different things. Today, I saw humanity defeat an alien empire in less than 20 minutes. I saw our technology work perfectly. I saw our soldiers perform without a single mistake. He shook his head in wonder. We prepared for the worst and achieved the best. In space, human boarding teams approached the flagship. Soldiers in advanced armor flew across the void, their suits equipped with small engines. They landed on the hull of the alien ship and began cutting through. Sergeant Jin led the first team. He was a big man, one of the enhanced soldiers created through secret experiments. His strength was 10 times that of a normal human. His reflexes were faster than any machine. He had been designed to fight aliens, and today he finally got his chance. Breach in 30 seconds, he reported through his radio. Team 1 is going in. The soldiers cut through the hull and entered the ship. Inside, the air was thick with smoke. Emergency lights flashed red. Alien bodies lay everywhere. Spread out, Jin ordered. Find survivors, find the commander. The teams moved through the ship, room by room, corridor by corridor. They found hiding in corners, too injured to fight. They found officers trying to destroy computer systems. They found soldiers reaching for weapons they were too slow to use. Every alien they found was captured. General had been clear, they needed prisoners. They needed information. The war was not over just because the fleet was destroyed. Somewhere out there was an entire empire, and humanity needed to know everything about it. Sergeant Jin found Commander in the remains of the bridge. The alien commander was sitting in his chair, staring at nothing. He did not resist when the soldiers approached. Commander of the Empire, Jin said through a translator device, you are now a prisoner of humanity. Looked up at the human soldier. He saw the advanced armor. He saw the weapons that had destroyed his fleet. He saw the face behind the helmet calm, confident, unafraid. Hao asked, how did you hide this from us? We watched your planet for 200 years. We saw everything. Jin smiled. You saw what we wanted you to see. You saw the face we show to the universe. But behind that face we have been preparing, waiting, knowing that someday someone would try to take our world. He leaned closer to the alien. We are humans, Commander. We are small. We are young. We live short lives on a tiny planet at the edge of the galaxy. But we are also survivors. We have fought each other for thousands of years. We have faced every challenge our world could throw at us, and we are still here." He grabbed by the arm and pulled him to his feet. "Your empire made a mistake today. You thought we were easy prey. You thought you could take our planet without a fight. You were wrong." As was led away, he looked back at his destroyed bridge, his mighty ship, his proud fleet, all of it gone in minutes. He had underestimated humans, and now his empire would pay the price. Back on Earth, the celebration continued. People danced in the streets, flags waved, music played. For the first time in history, the entire human race was united in victory. But Admiral did not celebrate. She stood in her command center and looked at the stars. "This is just the beginning," she said quietly. "The Empire is still out there. They will want revenge." Lieutenant approached her. "Should we prepare for another attack?" Shook her head slowly. "We should prepare for more than that. We should prepare to take the fight to them." Her eyes hardened with determination. "Today we defended our home. Tomorrow we make sure no one ever threatens it again." 3 days after the battle, Admiral stood before the leaders of Earth. They had gathered in a massive underground chamber, the heart of humanity's secret defense network. Presidents, prime ministers, generals, and scientists filled the room. Every nation was represented. Every voice would be heard. "We have won a great victory," began, "but our work is not finished." She pressed a button and holographic images appeared in the air. Star maps, fleet positions, intelligence data taken from captured computers. "This is the Empire. It spans over 300 star systems. They control 90 billion people across 50 worlds. Their military has over 2 million warships." Murmurs spread through the room. The numbers were overwhelming. "We destroyed 50,000 ships," continued. "That was their invasion fleet. Their full military is 40 times larger." President Sung stood up. "Are you saying we cannot win a prolonged war?" Smiled. "No, sir. I am saying we need to make sure there is no war at all." She changed the display. Now it showed a single image, the face of Emperor. "This is their leader. He is old, proud, and afraid. His empire has never lost a battle, until now. When he learns what happened here, he will have two choices. He can send another fleet, risking another defeat, or he can accept that Earth is not worth the cost." General stepped forward. He had brought Commander from his prison cell. The alien stood in chains, surrounded by guards. His black eyes scanned the room with a mixture of fear and hatred. "Tell them," said Tu, "tell them what you told us." Was silent for a moment. Then he spoke, his voice flat and defeated. "The Empire has never encountered a species like yours. In our history, every world we attacked fell within days, some within hours. We expected Earth to be the same." He looked around at the human leaders. "We were wrong. Your technology is beyond anything we have seen. Your weapons can destroy our ships without effort. Your soldiers can defeat our warriors in single combat. And most disturbing of all, you were ready for us." He shook his head slowly. "The Empire sent me to conquer a primitive world. Instead, I found a trap. A perfect trap built over decades, designed to destroy any invader. Your species is terrifying." The room was silent. Admiral let the words sink in. "Commander has given us valuable information," she said. "We now know the locations of worlds. We know their military strength. We know their weaknesses." She paused. "But most importantly, we know they are afraid. For the first time in their history, the Empire is afraid of someone. They are afraid of us." She turned to face the star map. "We have a choice now. We can wait here behind our defenses and hope they do not attack again. Or we can send a message that tells the entire galaxy what happens to those who threaten Earth." President Sung nodded slowly. "What kind of message?" Gestured to her communication officer, Captain Myra. "Show them." Myra pressed a series of buttons. A recording began to play images of the battle captured from every angle, the fleet arriving, the satellites activating, the human fighters launching, ships exploding by the thousands, and finally the complete destruction of the invasion force. "We will broadcast this to every corner of the galaxy," said. "Every empire, every civilization, every world. They will all see what we did here. They will all understand the price of attacking Earth." "And the message?" Sung asked. "What words will accompany these images?" Admiral walked to the center of the room. She stood tall, her shoulders back, her eyes burning with determination. "I will record the message myself," she said, "and I will say exactly what needs to be said." 1 week later, the broadcast was ready. Satellites positioned throughout the solar system sent the signal in every direction. It traveled at the speed of light, spreading outward like a wave. Within years, it would reach every inhabited system in the galaxy. The message was simple. It showed the battle. It showed humanity's victory. And at the end, Admiral appeared on screen. "This message is for all species in the galaxy," she said, her voice calm and steady. "You have just witnessed the destruction of the Empire's invasion fleet. 50,000 warships, destroyed in 17 minutes. Not a single human life was lost." She let those words settle. "Earth is our home. We are a young species. We have much to learn about the universe. We do not seek war. We do not seek empire. We only want to live in peace." Her expression hardened. "But make no mistake. If anyone threatens our world, we will respond. We have prepared for this moment for decades. We have technology you cannot imagine. We have weapons you cannot defeat. And we have the will to use them." She leaned forward, her eyes seeming to look directly at every viewer across the stars. "Earth is not prey. We are the hunters. The Empire learned this lesson the hard way. We hope no one else needs to learn it." She paused. "But if you do, we will be waiting." The broadcast ended. Across the galaxy, the message spread. Empires received it and studied it in fear. Civilizations watched it and wondered about the strange species on the small blue planet. Warriors saw it and knew they had finally found worthy opponents. On Earth, life slowly returned to normal. The secret was out now. Humanity was not alone, and humanity was strong. The world governments revealed the truth about Project Horizon. The hidden technology was shared with scientists everywhere. A new age had begun. Admiral retired 3 years after the battle. She moved to a small house by the ocean, where she spent her days watching the waves and remembering the past. Sometimes, young officers would visit her, asking for advice and wisdom. She always told them the same thing. "Never underestimate humanity. We are small, we are fragile, we make mistakes. But when we are threatened, when our homes are in danger, when everything we love is at stake, we become something else, something unstoppable." She would look up at the stars and smile. "Let the galaxy remember what happened here. Let them remember what we did. And let them know that if they ever forget." Her eyes would flash with the old fire. "We will remind them." Years passed, decades, centuries. Humanity spread beyond Earth, building colonies on distant worlds. They met other species, some friendly, some hostile. They fought more battles. They won more victories. They became a great power in the galaxy. But every species they encountered knew one thing. Every child in the galaxy learned one lesson. Every empire remembered one truth. Never attack Earth. Because humanity was not prey. Humanity was the hunter. And the hunters always won.